Good afternoon. We're going to go over Forex trades for today, Thursday, November 3rd. As you know, we didn't trade yesterday as it was Fed day. The Fed made their announcement on interest rate decision, which they kept interest rates unchanged by an overwhelming vote, 8-2, which was pretty much widely expected. Odds of a rate hike for the December meeting actually jumped to over 60%. Within the statement, they kept that interest rates are going to remain low for the time being, but they did not reference the next meeting, meaning the December meeting, which I found interesting that the odds of an interest rate hike jumped to over 60%, while the Fed didn't even reference that next meeting. So that was a little peculiar, but that's what happened on the street. As far as other economic news, this morning, U.S. factory orders actually beat. That was a good sign. Although they did beat, they're still far below where they should be, but encouraging sign nonetheless. ISM non-manufacturing missed. That's not a good sign because that is looking at the services industry, which we're about 90% services now and about 10% manufacturing, so that's not a good sign that it missed there. What else this morning? Oh, the Bank of England, they had their interest rate decision this morning. They kept rates unchanged. Warns of limits to the extent to which above target inflation can be tolerated. I don't quite understand that statement, because there's no above target inflation. I mean, there's no above inflation, or I should say, there's no inflation that is above the actual target of any central bank anywhere in the world. So it doesn't quite make too much sense, but that's what they did say. Anyway, let's get to the trades. Two trades. We pulled out 11.7 pips on a size adjusted basis on a non-size adjusted 37.8. We did leave some on the table, but that's what happens. We put these trades on last evening, so it was well after the Fed announcement. We're not going to hold anything other than any correlated positions heading into tomorrow's non-farm payroll unemployment numbers, which is the biggest number of every month. So we won't look to put any positions on tonight. Even a scalp, I hate to put it on and get stuck in it because that number comes out pretty early tomorrow morning. So, but let's go over the trades here. We had a long swing trade in Aussie dollar. We had about 20% of our normal size. We were long from 0.76563. Our target initially was the figure, or close to the figure, right around 0.7690 or so, 7688. But it wasn't happening. We were shutting things down for the evening, so we lowered it to 7680. We got taken out. And it did jump up to 76.83 several times after it took us out, obviously. And then even this morning, 2 times it's up there around 76.84 or so. And it's running into some sellers are there for the last, what is this, about 12 hours or 8 hours or so. So not getting through it. It may, if you still have it, that position, it might bust through it. And if it does, it could potentially run pretty good for you. And then US dollar Japanese yen was just a scalp trade, which we had 50% of our normal size, long from 102.80. Algorithm was looking solid there. We knew institutional buyers at that level. Would have loved to be able to hold it, or at least for this move to happen earlier in the evening. Unfortunately, it didn't. So as we were getting ready to shut things down, we threw an offer out there, 102.94. We got taken out 102.94.1, picking up 14.1 pips, or size adjusted 7.0 pips. And you can see what it did. It ran to the figure. We had a feeling it was going to run to the figure and actually bust through the figure. And we were actually looking forward to make a move upwards of about 103.40. It did run to 103.30 this morning, or I should say overnight, and then again earlier this morning. So if you were in that trade, really, really solid trade there. Unfortunately, we only made 14.1 pips when the thing ran 50 pips. But, again, it's a scalp. We're shutting things down for the evening. We got to throw an offer out there. We have our stops in place. And so that's it. So we're going to move on. We'll see what non-farm payroll comes out tomorrow. If you're still trading now, good luck. If any signals come out, they'll be coming your way. Have a great rest of your day.